CEO of Sheraa, to deliver her welcome address.
وحياكم الله جميعا في هذه الليلة المباركة. بداية أرحب بالشيخ فاهم بن سلطان القاسمي رئيس دائرة العلاقات الحكومية الشارقة، وسعادة الأخ مروان بن جاسم السلفاني رئيس هيئة الشارقة للاستثمار وتطوير الشروق، لتعاونهم معنا ودعمهم المستمر لمركز شراع ومساهماتهم الطيبة في تمكين رواد الأعمال. وانتهز هذه الفرصة أيضاً أن أنقل لكم تحيات الشيخ بدور بن سلطان القاسمي بمناسبة شهر رمضان المبارك، أعاده الله علينا وعليكم بالخير واليمن والبركات. واسمحوا لي الآن أن ألقي كلمتي التالية باللغة الإنجليزية. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight to witness the graduation of our third accelerator cohort. There are many words to describe how we are feeling tonight. Words like celebration, like joy, success, pride. But there's also one other word on my mind tonight, and that is honesty. Honesty about the state of our ecosystem, honesty about the realities of our economy, and honesty about our vision for the future. Honesty also about the questions that we still get asked at Sheraa. Questions like, so what exactly does Sheraa do? I could give you the easy answer and go into details about our programs and accomplishments and statistics, but tonight I want to do things a little differently. Tonight, I want to engage in an open and truthful conversation with you. Because we often tell our entrepreneurs that you need to embrace vulnerability. And now, we must have the courage to do so ourselves. The courage to admit that we live in an age of automation and technology that will forever transform the way we live and work. The courage to admit that we live in such an uncertain world that neither you nor I can predict what the future will look like. All we know is that change is coming, and it will be disruptive, and we have a choice. Either we lead and define this change, or this change will define us. And that is where Sheraa comes in. Sheraa is preparing people for a brand new world. We are empowering them to live in a world where they don't just adapt to changes, but actively seek out change in order to create a better future. And how do we do that? Too many people assume that the answer lies in adopting new technologies. But it is not technology that is the biggest priority we face today. In fact, technology is the lazy man's answer to the transformation that we need to go through as human beings, as people, as a society. It is not artificial intelligence or blockchain or robotics that will solve our challenges. It is people. People with the right skills and capabilities to respond to these technologies, to leverage them for a better future. Sheraa is on a mission to impart this 21st century mindset. And by the way, by that, I don't mean hackathons and incubators and coding sessions and accelerators. Yes, that's important, and yes, we do that. But what I'm talking about are skills and traits like curiosity, problem solving, critical thinking, and the grit and determination to never, ever give up. Sheraa is creating entrepreneurs that lead with empathy and compassion, that focus not just on financial returns, but also on impact. Because these are the skills that will lead us into the future. These are the skills that your children will need to succeed. Do you know that 65% of children entering school today will end up working in jobs that don't even exist yet? Truly, the only way for us to thrive in this new era is to invest in our human capital. Sharjah, as an emirate, is no stranger to the job of preparing human capital for the future. Consider University City, built down the road when this very area we are gathered in tonight was just a barren plot of land. Today, it is a leading education hub that attracts and produces the best talent. 20 years ago, we didn't know that, but His Highness did. And that is a sense of vision and purpose that inspires us at Sheraa. Because we have learned from His Highness that building an ecosystem from scratch takes time. It takes commitment, it takes courage, and it takes consistency, working day in and day out until 10 years from now, the big picture finally becomes clear and it all begins to make sense. And I promise you, tonight, 10 years from now, Sheraa will be the go-to for all things entrepreneurship, just like Sharjah is the go-to for all talented human capital. We will be the best ecosystem for the future of work, the future of learning, and the future of the economy. Now, it won't be an easy journey, and we certainly can't get there alone. But the good news is we know that we don't have to, thanks to your endless support. Whether you are a government leader, or a business executive, or an investor, or an educator, or an entrepreneur, we thank you for being part of this movement. And I leave you with these words tonight. The next time someone asks you, so what does Sheraa do? Tell them they are building the future, one talented entrepreneur at a time. Thank you. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce tonight's keynote speaker to take forward this conversation that we have begun and address the future of our emirate. Please join me in welcoming to the stage His Excellency Sheikh Fahim bin Sultan Al Qasimi, Executive Chairman of the Department of Government Relations and Chairman of the Higher Committee for the Digital Transformation of Sharjah, as he shares his insights on Sharjah 2.0. Thank you.